It's time once again to slip into your camo, grab your bow, and join us out in the field for another episode of the Up North Journal, presented by PSE Archery. The Up North Journal crew is knocked and ready to rock for another exciting adventure. So let's step outside and hit the trail.
This episode is brought to you by PSE Archery,
Black Eagle Arrows,
Cabela's,
Antler Action,
Spot Shooter Archery,
Tom's Custom Turkey Calls,
Family Traditions Tree Stands,
and Badass Slingshots.
I shoot PSE because I like one pin to 40 yards.
I shoot PSE for the perfect combination of feel and performance.
I shoot PSE because you can shoot lighter poundage and increase arrow speed.
I shoot PSE for the fastest bows on the planet.
I shoot PSE because my livelihood depends on my bow.
I shoot PSE because better engineering makes a better bow.
I shoot PSE.
I shoot PSE.
I shoot PSE. I shoot PSE.
Experience PSE. Experience performance.
We know the future of hunting depends on our nation's youth. But did you know that in many states, it's illegal for you to take your son or daughter hunting until the age of 12 or even older? As a result, we have fewer young hunters, and the Families Afield program is designed to eliminate those barriers. Hunting is safe, and the safest hunters afield are young people with adult mentors. Visit our website at familiesafield.org to find out how you can bring more families afield.
Welcome, everybody, to another fabulous mini-cast here at the cabin. Something you're not going to hear during our main show, but we're going to talk to you about it in a mini-cast here. And Mike is on the road, coming back from the north, and he's got a whole bunch of tools in his back of his Jeep. And, Mike, how is it working with tools in the woods?
Man, you probably hear them rattling around here in the back of my Jeep right now. I don't know, man. Everything's beating and banging, flashing around. I'm just trying to hustle and get home right now. But, yeah, we took a load north, man. You saw the pictures on Facebook, packed the tools and everything up at the blind. And, yeah, I just thought I'd talk to you guys a little bit about some things that I ran into while I was up north.
Well, obviously, you've got no power out there. Well, do you have any power out there?
Well, I thought I had power. I took my generator, and that's I guess the key is that for this minicast, we keep it short and sweet. But, it's the one I use in my boat for bow fishing, and I don't think we started since probably either last summer or last winter when we had a power outage. So, it gets started once a year, and it usually fires right up, no problem. So I just threw it in the Jeep, and away we went. Well, when I got up north, the very first hour and a half, I had the carburetor apart and had everything strode all across the ground. So, yeah, my suggestion is even if you use it on a regular basis, make sure the thing starts up. Make sure you got good gas in it.
I was going to say,
you don't have any troubles.
Was your carburetor fouled?
I still don't know. I mean, I took the float bowl off. It was pretty nasty. So I'm thinking it's gummed up, and I'm going to have to pull it off completely and give it a good bath and get it rocking again. Because when I use starting fluid, it start right up with no problem. So it's not getting fuel. But when you're working in the woods, you're on a time crunch, and you got a tool that you desperately need and it just doesn't work. And it could be an air compressor even, that was another issue I had before I left the house Saturday morning. The tire in the trailer, one of them didn't look just quite right. So I said, I'm going to put a little air in it before I take off, just to make sure. And the compressor that we've been using for years, it wouldn't work. I don't know what's happened to it. So I had to go through and dig through the garage and find my other compressor and put it to use. So I'm glad that I wasn't using air tools because I probably would have just thrown it in there and not even given it a second thought.
Yeah, you're right. And that's something that says, especially when you don't use, especially if it's a generator or a compressor, something you don't use all the time and it goes season to season. Definitely, you want to be able to, start it and get some clean gas in there, get it flowing, get it started and working right.
Yeah, especially before you make a long trip and you get your whole weekend planned around it. Luckily, our camp manager, he had a small generator, and we got it fired up and running real quick. But I wasted an hour and a half out there monkeying around with the thing in the field, taking stuff apart, trying to get it running, and still didn't manage to fix it. So that's something I got to work on here when I get some time here at home.
You took it apart in the field?
Yeah, I did. I took it apart in the field. Yeah.
Oh, you're a daring guy.
Well, it's scary because you got a lot of little parts there. I didn't go into it too deep, but I did pull the carburetor off, pull the float bowl off, and run some clean gas through it, and tried to clean it up best I could. But it's just one of them deals where you caught between a rock and a hard place. Luckily I had some extra help. Camp manager had the right tools for me that I needed, and I was able to get the job done. So
then that's the thing. I would have been so nervous trying doing that on the back of the Jeep or wherever you had it, because I guarantee you something would have went flying into the grass and I'd have been toast.
Oh no, it's sitting in the grass. It was sitting right in the middle of the grass.
Yeah,
in the field.
Yeah,
I was very cautious. I was making sure that I had everything that I was taking off, that being very meticulous with it.
So did you? Okay, so you were using a generator. The power tools you were using were any battery operated one, cordless?
Yeah. That's the first thing that went down was my cordless drill. So I went to charge it, and that's when I found out the generator didn't start.
Oh, okay.
And I had my circular saw. I brought my small table saw up with me too in case I needed it, which definitely had to have power. So yeah, if I hadn't had a generator, I would have been dead in the water, and I would have probably just packed up and went home at that point. Just left everything there, all the material there, and just went home.
Definitely. So Mike's advice to everybody out there, and you know what, this is just a good general advice. Prepare your tools. Keep up on them at least once a year. Make sure you got that clean gas going, and just keeping them up to date.
Absolutely.
All right. With that, that'll be our Minicast.
This episode was brought to you by PSE Archery,
Black Eagle Arrows,
Cabela's,
Antler Action,
Spot Shooter Archery,
Tom's Custom Turkey Calls,
Family Traditions Tree Stands,
and Badass Slingshots.
Thanks for listening, and join us again here next week. Until then, remember, as we always like to say, if you're out on the water or in the woods, shoot straight and be safe. Until next week on the Up North Journal.